Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the GGLeagues Elite League. I'm Mr. Bepic, joined in the booth by the wonderful Cyro Stims. How are you doing tonight, my friend?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good myself. I'm excited to see these two teams kick it off. We saw the replay Stallion Academy last week against Timeless, and this week they're up against the Heartland Community College Rocket League team. And we definitely saw that the Stallions had some things to improve on, so I'm wondering just how much they improved over the week. And yeah, I believe we'll be hopping in the game very, very quickly here. So do you have any predictions for tonight?
Well, last week was not so hot from the RSA side. They went up against a very difficult team, highly ranked team. Tonight, I'm thinking they rebound, take this one. I'll give it in 4 games, although that is a great start for the replay Stallions Academy.
Yep, so the Stallions are on blue team, and they quickly came out of the gate there with a great pass from Gork to Cord. And just like that, they found themselves up 1-0.
That is the fast start I'm sure they were looking for. As being swept in a series, never a good feeling after the fact. But a fast start will help alleviate some of those losing nerves, potentially. Needing a save here. They can't get it, and FFA Damon will answer back.
Yeah, that's just a great setup by the Heartland team, and I believe that was a much missed touch by JPEGs there, which allowed the Heartland to capitalize on that mistake. With that said, it's all tied up at 1, and we're getting into the third kickoff of this game already. And so far, it does seem like a pretty neutral kickoff, but it is Heartland with the first move towards the net, and ooh, he tries to get the touch off the ceiling, not quite there. So it looks like a pretty even state of game so far. Both teams have had opportunities. This could be a good opportunity for the Heartland team, but it is just wide of the net there.
The aggression setting up this chance for Damon to double up, and that they will. 2 goals now for Heartland, and they have just swarmed that RSA defense and been rewarded for it twice now.
Yeah, we saw a good follow-up play or follow-through play there, as the Heartland player did get a bump onto Gork, so they had 1 less defender possibly for the side of the Stallions. But right now we're into the next play already, and so far it is a little bit of a toss of ball in the midfield here, but it is Heartland coming out ahead with a deep ball into the corner. They are trying to get a centering pass here, as it does go off the backboard just by the net. And that is an oddly free ball, and ooh, that's just off the near post there. And it does go into the corner. It seems like the Stallions are pinned in their own end just a little bit right now, as they do try and get a transition play.
That's a phenomenal clearance, though, from JP, because now it sets up a chance in offense, and oh my, Gork wanted it fast, did not want to just establish an offensive in the other end of the field. He wanted that first-time shot and goal. Didn't quite find it, but still, a ripper on the net, and they are still setting up chances. RSA, an opportunity here, but Cord met at the point of contact. Still that 2-1 deficit for RSA.
Yes, so the Stallions, with a flurry of shots and opportunities there, couldn't quite capitalize on them, even though they were dangerous. And JFeds with a huge opportunity there coming in from the ceiling, but it was picked up by the defender, and it is Heartland with a good clear, but it's quickly turned around by Cord, and Cord can't quite find the follow-up touch that is cleared by defender. Gork now sets it up for his own double touch, but it gets swiped away by the Heartland player, and all of a sudden, it seems like Heartland could be gaining momentum themselves, but they need stronger touches than that if they look to do so.
Now RSA have an opportunity. When Gork has been on the ball, he's playing quick tonight. You can see it in his challenges and in his shots. They have speed, and this car is flying around the pitch at the moment, looking for bumps as well. I like that. RSA upping the aggression. Still haven't found that equalizer, but at the very least right now, they are turning on those offensive gestures. To be careful here, Cord will make up for his teammate's slight mistake.
Yeah, Damon with a potential shot, though, looked a bit wide, so better centering pass there. But Funky with a great opportunity. That one's also sneaking close to the far post there, but it is cleared wide by Cord. And a great opportunity by Heartland, but JPEG picks up that interception challenge in the midfield there. So Damon tries to navigate with the ball, doesn't quite get too far, but now it's Upgrade with a chance here as he puts it high off the backboard. It drops down, but nobody there from the Heartland side to pick it up. So this should be the Stallions turning around, but it seems like the Heartland players are just finding touch after touch, and a great shot by Funky, and nobody's there to put that floater in. So it does get cleared out by the Stallions, and this is definitely a tense game for both sides, as a 1-goal lead isn't all that comfortable.
Great work by Gork right there to set up this clear and eventually the equalizer. Gork did so much work slowing things down in his defensive corner to not just buy time for his teammates, but to slow down the pace with which Heartland was moving in that offensive rotation. It really shook up what HPC was trying to do there. And in transition, JP strikes. Phenomenal stuff by RSA.
Yeah, phenomenal stuff. So it is all tied up at 2. And I'm going to say Damon just had a poor touch there. He centered it perfectly with JPEGs who came through. So they do have to clean up those touches. But right now, Upgrade has a prime opportunity as he had a centering pass there. He just put it high off the backboard. And Funky with another shot. And a third touch coming out of Damon. But still, they can't quite find the back of the net despite his opportunities. So the ball is in the midfield. Cord goes up, pops it high. JPEGs is up court first. He does get a touch towards net. It's on point, maybe a little bit high, so it's in the corner. Cord will pick this one up. Centers the pass, but Damon is right there to clear it. So Gork is going to pick this one up on the wall. But that is a dangerous center pass to no one in particular. So Heartland picks it up. Now they're on the offensive opportunity here. JPEGs goes for the demo, trying to up the aggressivity of his team. They're not quite working out, and a one challenge by Cord, but can't quite get by the second defender. So the Stallions, JPEGs with a huge save coming off the backboard there, and hopefully they can get the leader. And it does look that they are finally able to get out of their own end.
That was a huge save from JP's as the defense had just double commit on their back wall. HCC inches away from scoring the potentially game 1 winning goal, but we stay tied here, CyroStim. It is back and forth, a lot of possession going HCC's way, but looks like final one will be for RSA.
Yeah, great pass there for Cork, who puts it on the backboard. And Cork couldn't quite follow through, but it still goes in with 1 second left in the clock. I believe that one came off the crossbar too.
That was an own goal. Gork put so much pressure on it by themselves that Damon was sucked out of position, didn't know what was going on, and just saw the ball careen off that orange octane and into the back of their own net. 1 second left, and the ball will remain up until it hits the ground. And RSA taking the first game of this series.
Yeah, so the Stallions definitely showing pretty great fortitude that game overall. They were down by 1 for most of it, and to be honest, it was such a intense game. I lost track of the clock there until you pointed out just how little it was there, Bepic. But either way, a great opening game out of the Stallions. Though the Heartland Community College is nothing to scoff at either, as they had plenty of opportunities there as well.
HCC really had a lot of opportunities, Cyrus, and you're right about that. They had 10 shots on net that the Stallions had to defend against, and that defense did enough in game 1 to keep RSA in that game. And then in offense, Gork was working their magic. That was something else. A complete performance on both ends of the field, set up by that backline D of the Stallions. So we'll see if Heartland can either A, slow down the RSA offense when they're in transition, or B, just find ways through that back line more often. A lot easier said than done, but that's what you got to do to win this series.
So we are in game 2 here, and the side selection remains the same. So the Stallions on blue, Heartland on orange. And so far, it's the Stallions with another aggressive opportunity right at the gate here by Cord. And so JP puts that one up, does get the reset off the ceiling. Otherwise, that was a dangerous ball into the midfield that Heartland was looking to capitalize on. So Gork gets demoed here. A great opportunity for Heartland, but that challenge is lost. And so JP with the shot on net, but Upgrade is there off the backboard to get the save. And so Heartland does a transition play here, though it doesn't look too dangerous at the moment.
No, but at the very least, they are gaining possession, doing what they did in game 1, and that is control the ball very nicely. That miss, not going to help. Unfortunately, JP has nothing in the tank to punish the whiff in the midfield, though it does concede possession away. Heartland not going to be too pleased with that showing in the midfield, as it does eventually lead to a goal.
Yep, so Stallions strike first, and once again, it was a poor touch by the side of the Heartland on defense, and that allowed the Stallions to step up aggressively, win the challenge, get to the ball first, and score. So we definitely need to see better defensive touches coming out of Heartland, especially when they're trying to clear, but otherwise they're still playing a great game. Now it's Heartland with a risky ball, but that is picked up by Gork, and a second shot by JP picks that one up as well. So that does go deep into the corner. And a potential shot, a little bit high off the crossbar. No second man quite there yet for the Stallions to follow up.
Ooh, there's a follow-up pass down to Gork for the finish, and the Stallions had that first look that you were talking about when there was no one there to receive the pass. They were guarding that midfield line to keep possession going, and that they did, although they only kept it going for a little bit until they eventually scored their second goal of the game. The Stallions right now are looking clean.
Yeah, it feels like every time I stop talking, somebody scores a goal. It's just one of those nights, I guess. So, JP does make an aggressive play into the corners. He does get a centering pass. No one is there to pick it up, but he does pick the ball up once again into the corner, but Funky's up for it. He gets beat. Damon is there, though, to collect the ball. He puts it up off the wall, but without boost, he isn't going to follow that ball any further. And so it is Stallions burying it deep into the Heartland territory, and JPEDS does go up for it. It's a bit of a tie challenge here. And so right now the rotations need to be on point, as this one is just going against the backboard, playing deep in the corner, neither team really winning out on possession, though I would have to give it to the Stallions being in their offensive end, and they are definitely looking to strike home here and establish a 3-goal lead.
What a flip from the first game. Now it is RSA with the majority of the possession. Their midfield dominance at the moment is something to behold, and JP's, even when he loses control of it, jumps right back in to get a touch all the way to the back wall to ensure the clear. Well, it does eventually come out, but it was delayed, and there is a rotation back to make sure that it doesn't turn into the first goal for Heartland, although Funky's setting up Damon for a chance. The defense holds strong. Heartland tired of playing defense. They want some offensive tries.
Yeah, you're right about that. And right now we just saw Heartland with back-to-back opportunities here, but it's the Stallions on the offense. His core drives towards net. He puts it off that near top corner there, and unfortunately found nothing but the bar as the ball bounced out. A great challenge there by the side of the Stallions. And that's two Stallions out of position and potentially third one. They have to rotate back here. But it seems with that air ball that they do have time to get back into position. And so JP does almost get the clear, but Damon's up for it. He's playing that deep into the corner. Without boost, he doesn't chase it that much further. So he's trying to find the pass, couldn't quite find it. So Court picks this one out and does beat one defender, doesn't beat the second as it goes across the far corner. But Court is there. He puts it towards the midfield. No one is quite there, so Damon picks it up. He's trying to drive, but a decent challenge out of JP's there. But Upgrade wins another challenge in the midfield. But it feels like these Heartland players are constantly just a little bit out of boost.
Right now, they are being put in a chokehold and having their tanks drained for the most part. Gorka, a large part of it. This could be a chance, as Upgrade had boost in the tank, but couldn't find a teammate and couldn't keep control. That is a bit of a throwaway of possession, but at the very least, it pushes RSA back, and it does eventually lead to perhaps a chance at offense. But HTC right now need something ASAP. They've got 50 seconds left to score 2 goals, and that miscommunication in midfield not going to help their chances.
Yeah, we see that the Heartland players really favor setting up the ball on the wall near midfield and trying to make the play from there. I think they do need to change it up because those plays are starting to get red, but they do find a deep ball there, and it does come out a little bit towards the midfield, and it's a bit of a dangerous ball there for the Stallions, but it does go wide to that near side, I would say. But JP picks this one up off that midfield wall, and now it's still the Heartland with the offensive opportunity. As a great shot on net by Upgrade. Corden save there, though. And so far, Damon is trying to make a play. He doesn't quite find the touch as he gets bumped out. Cord gets another touch, but Upgrade is there and hangs in the air as long as he can. But with 5 seconds on the clock, this one is going to be in the books as the clock is winding down. Final seconds, the ball just needs to touch the ground, and still it's hovering. Could it be a third goal, or are they just going to bury the ball in the ground?
Well, I don't think it matters too much because RSA has all the momentum on their side at the moment. 11 shots to the 5 of Heartland. A huge contrast from game 1 into game 2. That was just pretty much dominant from RSA from start to finish. They held the possession for pretty much the entire game until the very end when Heartland started to move forward into the offensive side, but they couldn't get anything done as play was stuck primarily in the corners. Even when it did get into that blue box, it was quickly turned aside by a Stallion defender, and now having to reverse sweep Heartland in a really rough spot.
Yeah, they're not quite facing match point yet, but they're behind pace right now. They're 2 down. So they can't come back. They can still afford to drop a game, but if they want to be competitive in this series, they definitely have some work to do. We need to see better touches coming out of on defense, especially when they look to clear and vary up their plays. Too often they're going up the midfield wall, trying to get the ball up high and then bring it down. It is no longer working for them. But with that said, we are getting into game 3, and it is a one face-off by the Stallions, and already a bit of a dangerous, aggressive ball here from the Stallions. But Damon with the first strike opportunity here, but Cord is there to pick it up as he rotates just in time. Upgrade puts it across for Funky, but Funky isn't quite there. But now JP with a great shot towards that. It is on target and forces Damon to make the save. Not a huge touch, but that's a... Ooh, okay, Cord, I see you coming in there. So right now it is just love back and forth. Neither team has scored yet, so it's a bit of a quick but measured start.
The ball's in Heartland's court right now to make something happen early on, and, well, Damon's going to do just that. What a double off the back wall to get that first goal for Heartland Community College. Stole it in the midfield, and that last man was dazed and confused. Damon knew exactly what was going on. Turned in the opener here, and Cyrus said that I'd say that's a much better start for Heartland in this one.
Oh yeah, that's a great start for Heartland here. It establishes momentum and allows them to set the pace of the game. But we have already seen from game 1 that a one-goal lead isn't safe. So they do need to keep the aggressive pace here and generate more offense, because a great defense is a good offense. So right now it is the Stallions. Oh, I thought that one was in. But no, the Heartland players do save the Heartland. And right now, Funky picks it up on the far side. He does put a play off the wall. I don't think he's going to find another touch, but he gets a really soft one. And that one does come out there. The third man for Heartland comes up for that as well. But JP does play this high off the wall and tries to steal and reset without Goose. He isn't going to chase it down any further.
And Heartland doing a much better job of keeping possession in the offensive zone, keeping control of the ball. They're staying closer to it, so that they at least force a 50 rather than give a free clear over to RSA. And that's putting the defense in a tough spot. Great save from JP, but it's plays like that that will keep you pinned in your defensive zone. And then when Damon has space and boost to work with, you might be exposed. Fortunately, Gore was able to get to that back wall and defend it in time. But 2 minutes in, we're seeing a flip back to that game 1 type of play where it was Heartland that had the majority of the possession, and we're keeping the Stallions back in the defensive effort the majority of the time.
Yeah, and once again, it's Damon trying to strike deep. He does put a pass off the backboard for his teammates, but nothing quite comes of it. So the Stallions trying to make a transition play, but they can't get past the midfield right now, as Cord does get a lucky save there with the flip. But right now, it's nothing but Heartland. And as I say that, JP's with opportunity, but it gets interrupted by Upgrade. Definitely upgrading their defense on that play and robbing JP of a good opportunity. But Damon with the clutch save near the crossbar keeps the ball out. And so Funky is on the backboard for the defense. He is going to look for a transition play. Picks up the boost, but stalls out on the challenge against JP, who's now going to look to center it. And this is a dangerous ball, but it does go a little bit wide on that near post.
Solid defensively, or offensively rather, from the Stallions, but a boost grab rather than a quick challenge will end that. Great clearance by Heartland, taking advantage of the little bit of space they were given. Though, back to playing defense for them, where we are seeing the ebb and flow, I think, of this series. Both sides pretty evenly matched. It's being showed in terms of the possession game that we're seeing, where it's 1 second where a team has full control of the ball, and then about a minute later it's the other team that gains full control of the rock. So 90 seconds left, just a 1-goal game. The Stallions, well, certainly with their offensive firepower, can equalize at any moment.
Yeah, it's definitely not a safe game, but as that demo comes through, JP finds the far corner there, and just like that, the score is tied up at 1 late into the game. And yeah, Cord with just a great offensive demo there. And, ooh, the Heartland defenders were close. I think they got a piece of that, but not enough to keep it out of the net there.
And there's the offensive firepower I was just talking about from the Stallions. Quickly tying things up. I love the demo game. Just the calculated aggression from the Stallions. But here I am still discussing the previous goal when Damon has put in a second and the go-ahead for Heartland. Oh, a miss, giving him a free shooting chance, and you just cannot be doing that with Damon on the field.
So the game state has returned to what it just was, with the Heartland players having a 1-goal lead, but 1-goal lead safe. So I still want them to see a 2-goal lead for Heartland players, because that would give them so much momentum going into the next game if they can hold out another minute. But with opportunities like that, they might not be able to. But Funky does come up with the save. Gork is up. He puts it a little bit high on the backboard. It is cleared by Upgrade, who's now trying to get it past JP. But JP is there once again. This man is a menace in the midfield.
Gork, menace, the shooting menace for the Stallions. Oh, that one is saved. Always hard when it's coming off of that light blue octane. Great save there in this game. A 1-goal deficit, but about 30 seconds on this clock. The defense of Heartland going to have to hold strong, or at the very least, just keep that midfield presence up. Keep the ball out of JP's hands, because here he comes straight down the pitch, shut down by Funky. Great stuff.
Funky with an absolutely impeccable challenge there in the air. So Damon does get the clear and does actually get it past the midfield, which does buy time. So there's 10 seconds left on the clock. Sorry, 12, 11, now 10. Got a little bit ahead of myself there. So the Heartland players, they just have to run the clock down, keep possession, get the ball into the defensive end. But instead, they just scored. And with 2 seconds left on the clock, I think this one puts Game 3 in the books for the Heartland players. But who knows? Miracles could happen, though I don't think it's actually possible.
Nope, not possible at this point. That was just miscommunication on the transition back. The Stallions went all in offense to try and get that equalizer, but didn't find it. Then no one had enough boost to cut across the field and make that save. Game 3 going the way of Heartland. Great battle back game for them, showing us that they can beat the Stallions. They need to replicate that one, just play solid defense, and then when you get your opportunities, keep the ball in the offensive zone. They put on 8 shots that game, 3 more than the previous, and then weathered that Stallion storm. 10 shots for RSA, and 8 of those saved.
Yeah, and I hope you noticed there is that when they were putting their pressure early game on, especially on offense, it was through the midfield. It was straight up the center. They were just putting them high against the backboard or just over the crossbar and then knocking them down. But that was mainly because of the Stallions' poor clears. But striking through the midfield seemed like an extremely viable option and does give them more opportunities now if they want to mix in some of those ball plays. So regardless, Heartland with great opportunities there and variance in their plays. So now we are in the game 4 here. So far, so good. No, first kickoff goals. But Funky not quite in position to receive that ball as it bounces awkwardly past them. Upgrade is there. And now it's Cord with the first opportunity on shot. But Damon does send a deep ball into the offensive end for the Heartland players. But JP's quickly with the transition play. He has a shot on net. And a great save by Upgrade there.
Oh, Cord, that was a crucial... Oh, sorry, Cork. That was a crucial touch. We just came off a hot demo that could have set up a goal, could have at least established offense, but can't hang on to offense. You aren't hitting the ball strong. So RSA will move back into the offensive end, keeping a Heartland pinned, but not really a lethal offensive. It's just being stuck in the corner at the moment, or going east to west, not really north to south towards the net. It's the closest we've gotten in the last 20 seconds or so. So just biding their time, waiting for a quality look or a clear from Heartland, which is what we get. Damon missed in the midfield. Fortunately, Upgrade was there. And a minute in, Sorrow Stems, nothing substantial. Both sides really held in check by the opponent's defense.
Yeah, you nailed it right there. Both sides are being held in check. I think both teams have started to figure out how the other likes to play. But with that said, Gork with a great opportunity. Upgrade is able to pick that one up on the ground. But a demo coming out, and JP's once again puts that on net. Funky with the high backboard touch. And it does get past one of the Stallion players there. But Cord is there to keep it into the offensive end. It does get the challenge as well, but Funky is there to keep the transition play alive for Heartland. But as that ball goes up high, it is once again cleared by Gork into the corner. And a potential play here as Gork puts high off the near post. And it's Cord there who picks it up and finishes the play for the Stallions.
That was very awkward in front of the orange net. Upgrade was there, had to pre-flip. I think just went a little bit too early. And in this game, we're seeing a lot more misses from players that weren't missing the ball previously in this season. We're seeing some awkward touches. I'm not sure what's happening there, but the Stallions on top as a result, so they'll be pleased with what's going down, as this should be a second team bump, but Gork and Cord will figure it out and score the second.
Yeah, and Upgrade just with a poor touch there. Gork wins that challenge, and Cord, well, he secured that goal.
We'll say that for sure. We're both in the area, no defenders. I guess that's what matters in the grand scheme of things. It's looking more like game 2, where the Stallions sort of dominated for the most part. And Heartland had a great bounce back game in the previous one, kept things close in game 1, but it's those even number games, man, that are not favoring HCC at the moment. Almost a third, still very well could be, but a great save by Upgrade.
Okay, so JP does get a touch here. He puts it high off the backboard. Doesn't quite get the second touch he needs, but darn, that was close there. So Heartland, they need to transition hard here, and they do win that challenge, but without boost, not much more can come of it. Damien still without boost, just puts it right to JP's there. Now it's over to Cork. Puts it high. He is looking for the aerial play. Does get the flip reset, but nothing comes of it, and Damon with the poor touch there, so he can't pinch that ball. And right now, it just seems like Heartland is once again struggling with the defensive touches.
They're attacking the Stallions players as soon as they hit the ball. That is something HCC was doing well when they were winning games. It was those fast rotations that was up in the face of RSA, and here it's not really the case. I mean, right there, sure, in the face, but after Cord has just found that strong bomb down the field. Nice bump by Funky to make up for it, but can't level this shot on net. It's just not coming together right now for Heartland. That shot off target, it doesn't feel like they have a firm grasp on this game, and well, they haven't joined RSA on the scoreboard just yet, so it's seemingly the case.
Yes, now with a minute 14 left on the clock, they definitely still have some time to work with. So that time is quickly slipping away as Gork puts that one downfield, and he going to try to chase this one through, doesn't quite find it, but Gord follows through, buries it, and it seems like the Stallions are content with just running down the clock as they solidify their defense. But with that said, Heartland is going to look for opportunities here, and Funky with a dangerous shot from the corner, but Cord with an amazing save. Upgrade puts that high up the backboard, Pete's puts that one into the corner, and that should be crisis averted off that play.
Control from JP to stay in the play, and now he's got boost going the other way. Shut down by Upgrade, but will set up another offense that should take about 10 seconds off this clock. Quickly that 50, taking the ball away from Damon, who was the playmaker for Heartland at the beginning when they came out hot. And then in game 3, when they were playing well, it was Damon once again leading the charge offensively. He's been effectively neutralized in games 2 and 3, and Heartland held scoreless in those 2 as a result.
Yep. So Damon with a final cleat here, but 2 goals down. I don't think Heartland can come back, and that ball is just going to get killed right here, and that will be game 4 in favor of the Stallions. So the overall series 3-1 in favor of the RSA team, and so far a great job as they move to match point.
Definitely. The Stallions need to keep that up. If they're going to win this series handily, then they keep shooting as much as possible, keep hold of the ball like they have been, and Heartland held to 6 shots. Again, a small tally for them, and Damon, 0 goals, 0 assists, made 2 saves, took 3 shots, but still effectively neutralized, and that is not going to fly if Heartland is going to win this series.
Yeah, it did seem that the Stallions were nothing but offense that game, because that's what it felt like. They had 11 shots, they had a couple goals to their names, but that's the kind of pressure that Heartland needs to generate if they're looking to now win 3 games in a row to win the series. But with that said, we are getting into our 5th game of the night here between the Replay Stallion Academies and the Heartland Community College. Stallions are on blue, Heartland on orange, just in case you're joining us right now. So far it is Upgrade with the first shot of the game. scored with the save there, and it does seem that the Heartland players are trying to generate that offense.
Gork looking to escape, but no can do. Heartland doing well to start off, showing their strength as opposed to letting Stallions dictate the pace. Because right now, when you've got Stallions on the back foot, that is when you can find an advantageous position in the series. But JP stealing it away, now in a 1v1, and he'll take it up and over. That'll be the opener for RSA.
Yeah, JP has been a highlight player all night long, even if he isn't the one scoring all the goals. But with that dribble there, he just lifts it perfectly to slot it under the crossbar, and that does put the Stallions up 1 goal. So, we've already seen 1 goal in this game, quicker than in Game 4, and it's Heartland that still, once again, is on the back foot and needs to adapt. Hopefully, Upgrade here with a chance to center it, doesn't quite find anyone to center it to, and that's a bit of a dead ball there that Cork finds. He's going to try and 1v1 now, but Damon is up to that task, and now it's Upgrade. He ties the challenge, but JP recovers faster and puts that one just off the near post, and no follow-up quite there to make that into a scoring opportunity.
I don't think they're expecting Funky to miss, though he did look a little awkward on the back wall. Damon also going to miss the shot off target. I didn't expect Damon to miss right there, and so HCC averting a crisis as their star player has been a bit off in recent times. Double pin on the back wall. Gork passes over to Cord. I'm loving what I'm seeing from the offensive Stallions right here, but gotta be careful not to overcommit. JP will be back. They sent it long down the field to alleviate some of that pressure and just stall this game 5 out.
Yeah, it seems that the Stallions are just playing a faster game overall, and unfortunately leaving Heartland in the dust, but Upgrade there, he tries to make the play happen, quickly saved, and once again it's the Stallions with the transition play, with the deep clear, forcing the Heartland players to play defense, to try and get the clear, but a double commit there, maybe some poor communication out of the Heartland players, does potentially cost them an opportunity, as the pinch goes towards the Stallions there, as that goes corner to corner diagonally.
That was a convenient pinch. Again, it's JP winning that challenge game. And again, it's Damon with a miss on the back line. Heartland going to have to shore up some of those misses in their back end if they want to win 3 straight and take this series. But that's a freebie. And Damon will essentially be gifted a way back into this game. Heartland's on the back foot. And then Gork served one up.
Yeah, there's really no other way to spell that one out other than he served it up. He gave a 3-1 over the Damon there. And that's been the story of the night. Whoever makes the least defensive mistakes will usually win the game. And we just saw that the Stallions paid dearly for one there. And a good flick by Upgrade. That one was high, but picked up by Cord. Takes it over to the corner. Gork with the pinch, but not quite sufficient enough as it doesn't even get past midfield. But the challenges are starting to come out of Heartland. They are contesting these players earlier, and a great flick by Upgrade, and he beats the challenge in the midfield, and that was clean out of Upgrade there.
Definitely was. Took advantage of a situation where there was just one man back, and he wasn't in the greatest of spots. So good at situational awareness is what gives Heartland the lead here. Stallions not playing as cleanly as they were in previous games. Some mistakes leaking into their gameplay. We'll see if they can make up for it in the offensive end, but right now, momentum all the way on that side of Heartland. Is feels like the air has been sucked out of RSA's camp.
Yeah, I would agree with that statement. It definitely seems that they've slowed down a little bit as momentum has shifted to Heartland. They could be beating themselves up over their mistakes, as a potential dangerous ball there was easily picked up by JP and another one by Gork there. So the defense from the Stallions are starting to show holes right now, and this is something they definitely have to shore up if they look or if they want to win this series, because the Heartland players are starting to find their groove. Their mental has been tested, and so far they're doing well.
Ooh, good back wall coverage by Damon, finding their way back into this one. Taken out. Funky moves up, and the rotation's not on point for the Stallions at the moment. In times past, they've had a player right in the middle of things at all times, making sure to stay in the face of Heartland players. But this time around, they're being stuck in their back and demoed, picked off. But they do find it clear, and it's JP to spearhead this counterattack. And there's no other player you'd want setting up the two others that commit for the ball. JP's unable to create a goal out of nothing.
And it does seem like JP is trying to carry this game right now. But a dangerous shot out of Damon there, who's starting to find space in the field to try and make his own plays, but Cord does send that one deep into the defensive end. Now it's up from Upgrade to try and clear that with the dying seconds on the clock. And it should touch the ground there, and Heartland take up game 5, surviving a do-or-die situation for the first time. Now they still need to win 2 games to win the overall series. And right now, the Stallions, they're looking a little bit rough, but they are on match point. One more win, and they win the series.
You're right about that, but the shot tallies again showing you the story of that game. 8-4. It was a Stallions team that in the previous game took it with 11 shots, and in this one all the way down to just 4 on the net of Heartland. So Heartland can keep their opposition out of offense. Their chances to win these games increase tenfold, and when Damon's scoring goals, those chances increase by a ton.
Yeah, so within 7 seconds, Heartland finds the go-ahead goal there. So the story the entire night has been 1-goal leads aren't safe. They need to get a second one, but they have plenty of time to do so. They definitely have momentum in their favor. And Cord there with an uncharacteristic mistouch there means that Upgrade picks this up on the far side. But the ball just a little away from him there, so he doesn't find the touch. Now it's Gord's opportunity here. He's set up for the quick reset. Doesn't quite find what he needs to make that into a scoring opportunity there. So it's a bit of a midfield challenge back and forth as Funky finally gets the deciding touch.
I like the idea from Gork there, pass over to JP, but because of the pressure from Heartland, he was forced to hesitate, and that leads to more chances on the blue net. Now Cord all alone, almost running into Gork, but I believe he got the boost and the clearance only as far as Upgrade. Heartland controlling that midfield line, making RSA players think twice about what decision they are making. And this series feels like it's turned the other way. RSA have to find a way to get themselves back in this thing, whether it's with a solo play goal or just a great team play, anything momentum-wise to put in the back of the net and make Heartland start second-guessing themselves in defense.
Yes, Heartland is where the heart lies, and you always protect your heart. So it seems like the defense right now is pretty formidable there. But we have seen the Stallions know how to get through it. They just haven't been able to pass one games. And Gork there with an opportunity, but it just goes wide there. Even though Damon does get a save credit there, I think it would have been wide anyways. So a transition play, and Damon does get a centering pass. It is picked up by Gork there on the back wall there. But Funky now with a dangerous opportunity there, high off the backboard, goes to Damon. Damon returns the play, and it seems like it's a little bit too wide, but it gets a demo on JT, so they continue their offensive momentum right now as Upgrade with a shot. And it's finally, I think, going to get cleared out here. But no, Damon keeps the pressure on.
Through that corner is where this attack is going. Heartland will double commit, but the amount of pressure that they have had on should mean that they'll move forward, although no one does. Challenging Gork far too late. I just didn't have the boost in the tank, did Damon. So that offensive will finally die out. For RSA fans, I'm sure it felt like hours that went on, but just about a minute, I would say. Maybe a little less, though that miss going to lead to potentially another one. Heartland taking advantage of mistakes on the RSA side and maintaining that 1-goal lead as a result.
Yes, and 1 goal could be all that matters in this game with how Heartland is playing. Though credit where credit is due, the RSA team is doing a fantastic job on defense, but they need that offense once again. And they can't even quite get it out as Funky does put that one towards net. A little bit over Gork there, but Cord is there to back up his teammate and get the save. So Cord with a great touch here towards the net. It should find off the backboard. Pit awkwardly, J. Keats is there with a shot on net, dead center. easy save for Damon, who clears it out as well. And now Damon at the other end with a shooting opportunity here, and he does find a goal, but I think that was redirected.
It definitely was redirected. So strange, the collapse of RSA. They were playing so well defensively early on in this series, and now it's whiffs and redirects into your own net. Cord, of course, put in a bad spot because of that miss on the side wall, but either way, it has been a strange turn of events here to give life to this Heartland Community College side. Oh, that was nearly the first for RSA, and nearly the third for HCC. Back and forth we go, but with 90 seconds left, that certainly favors Heartland.
Yeah, so Heartland do find themselves in a good position right now. They can run down the clock, they can play offensively. They have options, whereas the Stallions, they have one option, and that's to go aggressive, get the goals, and try and punish Heartland as quickly as possible. So, with that said, Gork does pick up this ball high off the wall there. He puts it high, but Upgrade is there for touch. JP Plus on the other side of the map, he's going airborne for it. He's trying to carry it away. He's trying to do the work, but without a little bit more boost, he falls short. It is cleared on him. Cord with a sharp angle shot is going to be deflected away there by Upgrade. Gork now is trying to make a play here, and there's still 40 seconds left in the clock, but they aren't getting any quality chances.
No, they're not finding teammates. When the ball leaks out mid, there aren't enough players move forward. There aren't any players moved far enough forward to take a shot. Heartland, great job controlling this game, really, and making RSA feel stuck in their defensive ends. And even when they move into offense, they are stunted because of HCC's speed and confidence with which they are playing right now. Game 7, inbound Cyro Stims, and this is a series that is looking like Heartland is poised to take it.
Yeah, with the momentum that Heartland has right now, winning Game 6, I'm going to say that they can win Game 7 here. They have momentum, they're feeling good, they're making plays, but the most critical aspect in my mind is that they are making fewer mistakes than the Stallions. The Stallions, they came out strong winning games 1 and 2. I thought they were posed to take it there, but after dropping 2 games while on match point, my faith in them is starting to falter just a little bit. They had 6 shots there, but that pales in comparison to the 11 shots by the Heartland Community College team. And quite frankly, if you're not generating offense on par to your enemy, you're not going to beat them in the long run, and we're seeing that now.
You're exactly right. RSA just not generating quality looks. 6 shots on target, having to make 8 saves. When you have more saves than shots on net, you are more than likely not going to win that game, and if that continues, you're not going to win the series. So a trend going to have to be bucked by RSA right here, right now. Final 5 minutes on this clock to determine the series winner, and RSA already looking quite shaky off kickoff.
Yeah, I'm going to say shaky is a good word for it. Not quite sure what they were doing there, but fortunately, nothing bad happened from it. So JP's without boost, without touch, just has to still by the ball there as Damon boosts the challenge to Gork in the offensive end. So Gork puts that one on target, but near post makes the play for the Heartland players. Now JP with boost, gets the flip reset. This one could be in, but a great save by Upgrade. Challenged that one early, but Gork picks up the ball there, and the Stallions come out of the gate first in Game 7.
That was perfect from RSA. They finally put together a complete offensive package. JP gets 2 to go with his flip reset play. 50's the last man. Then Core, instead of trying to do it all himself, passes it center for Gork, sends it home. Great shooting, great setups, and that was a full 3-man play offensively from RSA. I don't remember the last time we said that, Cyro Stims. It's been lacking for quite some time.
Yeah, you're right there. Probably since Game 4 at a minimum. But either way, it does seem like the Stallions, they've come out of the gates strong. They are looking to win this race. But with that said, a potentially dangerous play there for the Stallions, as that ball was in an awkward position with Upgrade poised to strike. Speaking of Upgrade, there he is with centering play. He gets the challenge, but Gork pops that one up just in time to get over Funky, but Dayman is there to collect the loose ball. But no, the crossbar makes the save. Dayman is robbed during the night.
Oh, this shot too high, but the setup was phenomenal. The demo play on the back line, making sure that there was an open lane for Damon. JP trying to take a leaf out of the Heartland playbook. Doesn't work, though. They copied it a little bit too much as the shot never came through. And that 1-goal lead for RSA holding, I don't want to say holding strong, but it just got bolstered a little bit. Great pass, great finish.
Yeah, a poor defensive touch here by Upgrade. JP takes advantage of it and finds Gork in the perfect position to nail that home on an empty net, 2-goal lead. And these guys are making me wonder why my faith was ever in doubt, because they've come out so strong in this 7th game.
I have no idea what changed between games 6 and 7, but this is a completely different RSA team. Perhaps that first offensive try that found the back of the net really rejuvenated them, because it felt like a downward spiral for the most part from our Stallion boys, but they figured it out, and now it's time for Heartland to return the favor, score those 2, take us to an overtime, or try and win the game late, because you have to answer a big question that's been asked of you.
Yes, that they do, and that was a bit of a poor opportunity there, and another poor touch as JP's very side would be another centering pass with Gork, and it seems like they are starting to fire all cylinders here, and a whiff ball out of Damon here provides opportunity for it. He puts it right on target, but Upgrade is there, making sure that the defense stays strong. JP's with a missed flip reset there, but that's still a dangerous ball that Funky has to clear. Gork puts that one back towards the center as they crash the net. Nothing quite comes of it, but still the Heartland have not cleared the ball. They are taking their time, but they win that challenge to get it into the Stallions' end there at last. And a great shot. Cord picks it up. This should be a goal by Damon. And yes, it does finally go in the net there. Though I think it was Upgrade who eventually scored, so great team play out of Heartland.
Cord was in such a difficult position, nearly got himself out of it, but ultimately could not win that 50 against 2 players of the Hartman Community College side. So, some life back in the side of Heartland. They could ride this momentum to an equalizer. We shall see, because the defense of Replay Stallions has looked suspect at times. Cyro Stims here, though, playing a lot of it, but so far, well, they were standing tall up until that point. Upgrade ties us up.
Yeah, Funky was a great shot off the backboard, and Damon, he just drops that ball perfect for Upgrade, who slots it dead center into the net there, and JP isn't quite there in time to make the save. So that said, it's all tied up at 2 with a minute 39 on the clock, and this game is going to be competitive right till the end. And Heartland, now he's showing up, saying that, hey, your 2-goal lead isn't safe. And that's definitely been a milestone or an obstacle they had to challenge if they really wanted to win this series.
These whiffs in Heartland's defensive end are getting me concerned. I like the demo plays from both sides. That's working, but that's actually both ends. The Stallions and Heartland are having some strange misses on their defensive sides, but for the most part, able to cover it up. We'll see if that 5th goal, whichever side it comes from, is an offensive play that is set up well, or if it comes off of a punishment on a mistake. That was a great setup, but no one there to follow it up. It looks like, again, the Replay Stallions playing a bit passive.
Yeah, even Heartland is feeling they're playing a little bit passive as Funky puts that one up off the backboard, tries to get the second touch, but JP is there. Now it's Upgrade looking for the opportunity, does force Gork to come out of net to make the save. Now it's a bit of a cross ball there, no one was there to crash the net, and scored. Ooh, he sent that one hard and far, so Damon is there for the save. He does send the upfield, and it's going to be a little bit wide, so JP does rotate back in time to get it. Now a double commit there out of the Heartland players, as Court picks up the free ball. Upgrade with the demo and 1 challenge, puts it over to Funky. Funky, he was on the ground, he got beaten in the air by JP, so he's being quick on the ball all night long. But with the dying seconds of this game, it looks like we are potentially, and we are going into overtime.
That we are. Both sides play well enough defensively in the final minute and a half to coax this game to an extra time where we all want to be. Game 7 overtime. Now See if the defenses can hold out long enough to let their offense do something on the other side. There's maybe an early chance for a Heartland off the back wall. Funky straight down. Damon can move up in time. Gork had it covered. Didn't make a touch, but at least scared Damon off. Oh!
There it is. A poor touch out of the goaltender, we'll say. Like, Upgrade does try to clear it. Oh, I'm going to say Corey got a piece of it. But that one is just slotted right in by Funky. And just like that, the Heartland Community College team takes it, and they went the distance. They dropped 2 games early, came back game 3, dropped the next one, then had to win 3 in a row to take the series, and they were up to the challenge.
Great heart from Heartland. They showed us their comeback potential on screen. We'll take that 1-1 record on the season. Unfortunately for RSA, a hard-fought series, but they dropped to 0-2. Not a good start for them. Got to work on those, it looked like nerves in the back half of the series when they got that series lead, and then that's when the misses started to come through. But either way, that's week 2 on stream, all wrapped up, Cyrus Timms.
Yeah, as I said, it went the distance. It was definitely entertaining to cast and to be here tonight alongside you, Mr. Bepic. And yeah, so I'm Cyrus Timms. It's been a pleasure. And I think that wraps it up for tonight, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. So thanks for joining us tonight. We'll see you next week, same time, same place. Until then, have a wonderful life.